for everybody that's tuning in, we are on another rendition of UO House Tours. We're here today with Lavitz, the glorious Lavitz, Grandmaster Shade. Is that what you want me to call you, or do you want me to call you by your other name?
That works.
So Lavitz here, he has a house that he'd like to show us, and so he says it's in walking distance from the East Brit Bank. So I figure why not take a little stroll, and while we're strolling there, Lavitz, maybe you can tell me how you got started in UO.
Yeah, we actually played like way back in the original. So like right when it came out, like in '97 is when we first started playing, and then we played for about 2 years, I think. And then we all got banned at the same time. Like all my cousins, my friends were all playing with. And then that was good because we quit because we were all pretty heavily addicted to it. It seemed like.
All right. How old were you when you started?
I think we were in middle school. It was pretty much all middle school.
Nice. For those that haven't tuned into one of these before, just so you know, sometimes they run long, sometimes they don't. Just think of it like a podcast. You know, it's like we're showing people's houses. We're trying to, you know, put a voice and a person, you know, to the avatar. So feel free to just, you know, listen in the background or watch or whatever you want to do. This is just a cool way to take a look at what UO is and how it's evolved and, you know, what's on these servers and how people have made houses. So tell me about your first house. What was your first house like when you played at UO?
Like ever in UO?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a standard 7x7 like cottage. And it was a whole ordeal. So back then when they didn't have like, you know, transfer ownership and stuff, it was like, you had the key. So you like own the house.
Yeah.
So we, that first one I actually bought it from like some guy, or I thought I was buying it from a guy. Right. And he's like, all right, here's the key. You're like, cool.
Oh no.
And then you pay him. And then like, you know, you like set up your house, and it was funny. Like a week later, I like came back to my house, and he was like in the process of selling it to someone else.
Oh, this is terrible. Oh,
that was hilarious. I mean, that's like all my memories of early UO is just nonstop, just scams, like getting scammed and scamming other people because they're like, oh, that's just what it is. Like everybody just scams each other nonstop. And
I think early UO definitely had that, and I think sometimes when people are playing UO now, you know, they still have that attitude. But I think it's also as we get older, it's progressed a little bit where, you know, if we scam too much, it starts to leak into our everyday lives, you know what I mean? So it's like you're pissed off in real life, and you're like, why am I so pissed off? Oh, because I've been an asshole in UO for a while. Which obviously, you know, I'm a thief, so I steal shit, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, let's take a look at your house. I like what we got going on here. This is a nice little area.
Yeah, it's it just nestled in, fit in the trees pretty well. Yeah, and then it was it took me a little while to try and figure out how to design it. You know, we saved a bunch of money, like put the plot down, and then I'm like, oh wait, it costs a whole bunch of money to keep like actually building onto it now. So we had to get up a bunch more gold to actually get this thing. I've only actually been on this server for like less than 2 months, I guess.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So let's take a look.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with these doors. They don't open automatically.
Oh, certain doors don't work with, because they weren't. I don't think they were programmed into Razer or Steam back when, so they just don't open. So all right, so we're in your house. We've got a nice cozy little pit here. Your horse definitely wanted to be on the podcast. I heard it talking.
Right.
And then we got the message board here, and I'm a little scared about this, so I'm not going to step on that yet. But yeah, tell me about your design idea for the first floor here.
I don't know. So I want to try and make it like public. So you can actually put vendors in here or something some point. And then when teleporters are much more useful than stairs for actually being able to use the rest of your house without worrying about people running up and PKing you or something.
Except when you lose a body part when you go through one. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, found an actual use for those wormholes that I got a couple of, and I was like, oh, what do I do with house decorations? I'm like, oh, put them on the teleporters. You know, going through a wormhole works out.
It's actually a cool. That's the first time I've seen a wormhole on a teleporter. I like that idea. So then we've got our little. We've got the little nook here, right here. You know, is this like where you?
Right. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, it's like kind of the scribes area down here. So big fire pits, mostly just for heat, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, some mage guy down there, like, you know, working on his scrolls. I was gonna try and put like a bookshelf in or something to actually like, stack up a pile of scrolls on or something.
Do you sit here when you're in UO and just like contemplate your day? You know, how many times you were PK'd and you just write it in this little journal?
No, I usually hang out on the next floor because I don't have to worry about people running by and killing me.
Oh, okay. So it would be bad. You'd be contemplating your deaths for the day, and then somebody runs in and kills you.
I wonder what that red guy is about to do. Oh, okay, I remember.
So what do you have in like these storage areas here? Like, what are you using these for other than alcohol?
Here, I'm gonna add you to friends. You actually go up the teleporters and stuff. How does that work?
You just double click. Yeah, there you
go. Yeah, I mean, downstairs isn't really organized for anything yet. I just, had some extra furniture. I was trying to figure out where to put and
so it's,
keep the other house.
Just some tables and some random shit. Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to decorate that. I'm like, all right, maybe no. All right, change something up.
It's interesting because you're the first house I've seen that's used the modern furniture instead of the old school furniture. Do you like that better than the old feel of UO?
Yeah, I mean, it's new to me, so I try and get back in the UO. I get like an urge to try and replay every couple years or something and get that nostalgia back, right? And a lot of the nostalgia from UO back in the day for me was there's it was the craziness and it's the like harsh reality of it. You're like running around in the woods and like a PK kills you, and you lose everything on your body, and you're like, dang it. And a lot of that was the population and of the shards and stuff. So this one. Pretty cool shard so far. There's actually a lot of people around, and but a lot of the other aspect of the UO back in the day for the nostalgia was we didn't know what was happening, right? It was all new, and I was all like, oh, what's this? Like this crazy open sandbox world kind of thing. And
yeah,
so I kind of like the new stuff. And when I get back on, I'm like, oh, what's all this stuff? And it kind of brings back that like nostalgia of like being a newbie again, not knowing what's going on.
Yeah, I remember going through those patch notes like a crazy person every time something new would come out. I was like, wow, look at this. And I would just read it for hours as a kid.
Right. Like, I mean, man. So yeah, we stopped playing, like me and all my friends stopped playing pretty much right. It was a little bit after the second age came out. And then they implemented Trammel. And then that was a little bit after that. Yeah. And we were like, what is up with Trammel? It was ridiculous. And then we stopped playing from there. So then everything after that is all just completely new to me. When I get on, I'm like, I have no idea what all this stuff is. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, I think this server has definitely like cut a good line between implementing Renaissance era and also going into the idea that it doesn't just stick to that genre. It adds the accessibility and the stuff from the Age of Shadows and stuff like that. Like.
Right, yeah, I'm still discovering a bunch of stuff in here where I'm like running around like, oh, power scrolls, like that's crazy, and like crafters, and it was actually they made boats useful, and you can like drive around on the boat, like steer like a horse, which makes it really nice, and the whole naval fighting and all kinds of stuff, and just like I've never seen that. All right,
cool. So yeah, take me up to your next floor. Let's check it out.
All right, wormhole it up then.
Oh Jesus. Hold on to all your body parts. Here we go. Okay, so we got the Satan worshiping going on in here.
Yeah, this is just kind of like the prep room for getting everything together.
This is where you do your potions and stuff.
Yeah, we have our potions of stock, got our regs and weapons and armor and everything up here. And
you're very organized. You've got like all your treasure maps. Do you have a treasure hunter?
Yep. Yeah. And that was a pretty new thing to me, I think, too, was treasure hunting. I was like, that's really cool. So, yeah, I got a bunch of treasure maps and submissions bottles trying to get a tamer up to see if I could do those, but tamers just take forever when I don't play that horribly much.
Got your armor bags. Yeah, this is like a good place to just love, you know. After you die and you get your nostalgia, you come back here and you get all your stuff back.
Right? And actually have enough resources to be like, all right, well, it's not that bad because, you know, from doing treasure maps and stuff, you end up with a ton of magic items and weapons. So we were collecting all the like the force and power weapons, and you know you don't really find that many Vank. And then we ended up with this huge pile of force weapons and stuff, and we actually have a bunch more in our first house right next to this that has most of our like force and power weapons. And basically that was like filling up. I'm like, all right, we don't have any storage left.
You keep saying us. Who is us? Let me know about that.
It's pretty much just some of my friends and cousins that I played with back in the day. And it's like every couple of years we get that like, oh, we should try and like play that again. And so then I've been playing with pretty much one of my cousins recently.
Okay, so is that what your guild is? It's just, you know, you and a bunch of friends and stuff like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
That's
it's like,
cool.
you know, we got like, you know, there's 10 characters in there between like, you know, 2 or 3 people. So
Gotcha.
just different guys we've been Matt growing up.
What is this grappling hook? I don't think I've ever seen a grappling hook.
Yeah, I haven't used it yet. So it's a whole like boat thing. You can like when you're fighting with the ships, you can then like I think when you have to damage it, and then you can actually grappling hook onto their boat and like get into close combat with them.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, I'm like
awesome.
I haven't used it yet. I bought some because they were like pretty cheap, and I was like, oh, all right, I could probably use that, I guess.
So okay, so you've got your setup and you know all of your stuff here. Then you've got your Satan worshipping Ankh here. What is that? what was the inspiration for that? I don't actually expect inspiration.
I was buying I was trying to buy some decorations. I didn't remember which ones. What, you know, it was like the pentagram and the obiter and stuff. And I don't know, I mean, it's just I wanted to.
You want it to be creepy. I gotcha. All right.
I don't know. It's just something to fill up the space for now, since I craft anything crazy. You know, it'd be I don't know. I don't want to go spend like $30K on a bear rug or something right now. So.
Gotcha. All right, let's check out your next place. Next floor.
Yeah, and then so the whole level for this area is kind of like a abandoned old, you know, tower that's starting to like fall apart and whatnot.
Oh yeah, that's actually really cool. I like that. Yeah, I like what you did with the walls here and how it's that's very cool. It's like an old mage tower.
Right. So then I kind of have set up like someone still is here and like, you know, doing studies or something. You might have Center of Mysticism or something. I don't know.
No, it's nice. You know, it's funny because it's like we're grown fucking men, yet we're like creating a mage tower that's broken down, and we have like a backstory for why we built this and what the reasoning is for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to think. I think this is the only game that I've ever played where it encourages you to, you know, create a backstory for yourself or have a reason for why you place things down the way you do. And then when you come home to your house, you actually feel like, oh, this is home. This is where I want to be. So
yeah, that's one of those great things about UO, where you can actually do that in a game and completely customize your house and the walls and everything.
Yeah, this is nice.
I mean, I played D&D and stuff too, so having like the backstory for characters isn't too far of a stretch for me.
Gotcha. This is nice. Yeah. So this is your whole house. This is a 3-story, right?
I guess it's a 2-story, and then you can turn the roof into a level 2. So.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's totally what I meant. A 2-story. Oh, and you have a Halloween costume here. What is that? A wisp costume? It's nice. And then you get your beeswax, because yeah.
I mean, there's a beehive next to there too. I don't know. I just was trying to get some cool stuff that look cool on, you know, a budget. And I just recently found that flayed skinning knife from the event.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I clicked on it and I was wondering what that was. Very cool. So that's an event item.
I don't think so. I think that's actually just like a drop. I grabbed it. I was like, wow, it might be worth a ton of money. Then I like look into it, and apparently, you know, it doesn't do much, which I guess doesn't matter because that doesn't really affect how people pay for things. But it lets you like skin something and turn its hide straight into leather. And then I guess they just drop on respawn creatures or something normally.
Oh, it looks really cool though. It's nice. Well, that's really cool, man. So do you and your friends share this house?
Yeah, we kind of we use this one and the other one pretty interchangeably.
The
You
other
can go look
one.
at the other one. It's literally the one just north of us.
So you guys, oh yeah, let's go check it out. Go back through the ball thing.
There's actually 2 teleporters right here. One will take you straight outside.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it makes it really easy to get back in. If you're, teleport in, you can instantly just run onto the teleporter, having to deal with those doors that don't actually open.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's the first one.
Nice. So this was the first house you guys got?
Yeah. The stuff we were first finding, basically. And I'm like, oh, like glowing runes. What are those?
Oh, that gray horse statue is nice. And glowing runes, yeah. So this is where you just pile all your shit, is what you're telling me. But even here,
yeah, this is what it started out as. Yeah, it's just box full of power weapons and stuff here. I mean, I can add you friend of that. So you can see these, and these ones are a lot fuller and messier, basically.
Well, I like it because
I transferred some of the stuff over, like the treasure maps and whatnot already, but.
Well, I like this house design because you've done, it's simple, and it's your starter house. It's where you began on this server, and what you did is you not only put all your stuff here and made it look cool. You gave it like an aged look with the vines on the inside. You're semi-organized still in the stuff, and then you've got your shelves out of benches. So for people that don't know UO, these are wooden benches that you can craft, and then once you place them and lock them down in your house, you can lift them up. And that creates the illusion of a shelf. And then you placed, a statue on here, and then some work tools and stuff. And normally you would sit on these, but you turned it into a shelf, which I think is really cool.
Right, I did that before I had a decorating tool, so I did the old school where you got like stack up stuff to walk it up in the air. And
yeah, wow, that's dedication right there.
Well, I didn't have the tool. I didn't have 10 grand, but I got one now. It makes it a lot easier.
Is that how much the tool costs? 10 grand?
Or something, or stuff in like a corner where you have to like rotate it after the fact.
Yeah, it definitely helps to have a tool. Back in the day, though, there were no tools to lift anything, and people came up with the coolest designs. Right?
Yeah. The whole time I played originally, there was no tools, and it was brutal.
Well, that's cool, man. So, so what is it that you do the most in UO? Do you PvP? Do you PVM? Like, what is it that you enjoy doing?
I guess right now it's a lot of PVM. I just finished, or I'm getting my I got PvP guy basically finished, and we'll see how that works out. I have to try and brush back up on all the PvP, so that won't be very easy. I made like a Nox mage, like pure mage kind of guy, so we'll see how that works out, like a stun Nox mage.
Yeah, I hear those are very, very useful. I'm not very good at the PvP. I'm very good at like running away and then coming with a nuke and then running away if it doesn't work and then doing it again. But unless I'm on a Dexter, I've since day one I played a Dexter, and I'm much more comfortable with a weapon in my hand than trying to cast spells.
Right, yeah, or doing the whole, like it's a lot. I'm hoping that the straight stun mage thing will be a lot easier than having to do like the battle mage style where you're running in and timing your halberd hits and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was intense. You take that thing off to put it back on and cast a spell. Oh my god.
Right.
Out of this world. It was out of this world. This is cool, man. I like it. You guys literally found a little spot, and 2 months ago you started, huh? And these spots were open.
Yeah.
That's great.
This was a very not easy to find spot. It was got like a log sticking into it, and there's a little I don't know if there's a little like mining dirt mound just on the top or just on the left side of it that you're like right up nestled against.
I can't see it because of the tree, but I'll take your word for it.
All right.
But yeah, no, it's great because you guys, I mean, what you did is you made like a little town for you and your friends, and I think that's something that
always been drawn to that, trying to get like a group of houses together and make like a whole little town, put some NPCs in it or something.
Yeah, no, it's funny because me and my friends, we all hang out at the same community, and that's who I run these videos for and stuff. And I've been trying to get them into UO for so long because I'm like, guys, we can finally make a community town, and they're like, but the graphics, and I'm like, you play Minecraft, the graphics are great.
Right. Yeah, if you don't have like the nostalgia for UO, I'm guessing it'd probably be pretty hard to get over that.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get people into it, but once you get them in, I feel like then they realize, oh wow, this game is fleshed out more than any MMO to date still.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy how much there's in there, and then how they made it so you have to 7x in something. So if you actually want to like have all these different builds, you have to have whole completely different characters. You can't just have one guy do everything.
Exactly. Well, hey man, I really appreciate you like showing me around here. Like this is really cool. Inviting me into your home. especially because I could be like snooping your bags right now and jacking your crap,
Yeah, but I don't really have anything like valuable. You could load up on stuff and end up getting like, you're like, oh, I got 10 grand worth of like magic items.
I have no interest, but if you guys ever
you're probably rich enough in the game for me not to worry about it.
Yeah, I've got enough stuff in the game. If you guys ever expand or you need some help, I like the way that you guys play. I think it's cool. It's definitely interesting. I have a carpenter and a crafter, and if you guys ever need some stuff for your houses, I like to help people decorate. So feel free to contact me after we finish up here, and I'd be happy to help you guys with that stuff.
Yeah, I've been making a crafter and stuff too. I noticed when I was trying to craft something, there was like treasure chests you can make. Is that actually a thing, or do they just look like normal?
No, they're actually treasure chests, and they look really, really cool.
So how come no one sells those on vendors? I was like running around looking for those. I did not find them.
Because you need a lot of mats for it. You need a lot of like diamonds and rubies and all sorts of stuff. What is my? Hold on, my cat is. What is your deal, cat? What? My cat is just like meowing for the last 20 minutes. Nice. I'm wondering how much that's going to be in the video. It should be pretty funny though, if like the entire time you're talking.
I don't think I heard it too much, so.
Oh, it's just funny though. That's funny. He's like, "Why aren't you interviewing me? I want to be on this. I want to be a house tour." He's like, "I'll show you my litter box." So, all right, fine. Don't laugh at my awesome joke. This is what happens when you contact me at 12 a.m. in the morning and you're like, dude, I'm ready to do a house tour. And I'm like, dude, I'm about to go to bed. No,
that's what you're on, East Coast time, or?
Yeah, I'm on East Coast time.
Yeah, I'm in the mountains. So it's only 10 o'clock here.
Yeah.
It's like 9:30. Like, it's so late.
No, you see, I like doing this. I like to see what people do. I like to see the ingenuity. I like to see the innovation, and it's nostalgic for me to come and visit people's houses like this. And the thing for me is that, when I first started, I was young, so I didn't have a lot of friends that played these games, and I would room with people that I didn't know in one house, and you would just trust them with like stuff in your house, and sometimes you get burned for it, and sometimes you wouldn't. And it was like having
like lock them out. It's like you have access to everything. Like, all right.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. And everything was on the ground, and I remember it was like having a roommate in college or something. You were like, "Hey, you want to be bunkmates? All right, cool." And you were
going
like,
on a house.
It's like, dude, you smoke too much pot. Come on, go outside and do that shit. And it was a very interesting experience. So to be invited to other people's homes and stuff, it's just, I think it's very cool because it's a very personal thing in UO. It's like your house is very special, and that's why they added the ability to lock down items and to secure items, is because that's yours. That experience when we first started playing where you couldn't do that was like
right. Someone could stealth into the house, and then like if you don't like detect hidden, you log out, and they own your house now.
Yeah, it was heart wrenching. Like it literally like made you pain inside. You're like, oh my god, I'm like a 12-year-old boy, and I can't handle this. You're like, I worked for fucking days and months on this. Oh god, what the hell? So no, I just think it's very interesting. So yeah, is there anything else you want to share? Or anything anybody you want to shout out to, or anything you want to say that I haven't covered?
No, I don't know. Covered it all pretty well. Yeah, one of my fondest memories right before we started, like when UO before it even came out, and they had the player's guide came out first before the game came out, and it was like one of the first versions of a player's guide too, right?
Yeah.
It was so awful, like inaccurate. It was hilarious. Like the best phrase I remembered from it was they basically said like, oh yeah, it's like there's no legal or moral penalty for like looting bodies. And we're like, all right. And then it was like the first thing, like dead body in town, it's blue, we loot it and get instantly killed by the guards. I'm like, what? Like the book just lied to us.
Yeah, no, I, you know what? And the interesting part about this server is that you'll find that people still, because there's new players that come into this server, you put a boombox down at the bank and someone might blow up, and it's
right.
It's still fucking hilarious. It's still good times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I really appreciate it. Your guild is what's the name of your guild?
Just J2.
Oh, I thought it was like a short for something. It's just J2.
Yeah.
Is it like Madonna? It's just Madonna. All right. So J2, Lavitz from J2 here at a house tour at 12 a.m. in the morning. If this was a little bit tiring, it's because of me, not because of him. I really appreciate you bringing me into your houses. I hope to do more of these with more people on the server. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm Triage, TR1AGE on the forums, and also come hang out. Come say hello. We have a guild now, and we're just trying to have a good time, enjoy each other's company, and I think these are great ways to really see who's in the community, what they're all about, and have a voice or a story behind the avatar, because everybody's got a story from UO, and everybody's story is different and similar, kind of like an AA meeting, which is a little creepy, but at the same time it's like a good AA meeting, like everybody's on their 10-year. And all right, I'm just gonna stop with that. Anyway, thanks you guys for watching, and thanks again, Lavitz, for having me in your homes, and I hope you guys have a great night.